also want to just acknowledge our amazing economic and workforce development team for all their hard work in making sure that these dollars are getting out to community. So without further ado, it's my honor to introduce Mayor Libby Schaaf, who has been an extraordinary champion for workforce development and in particular summer and youth employment year-round efforts for our young people here in Oakland.
Growing up in Oakland, you grow up with a deep sense of service. And that service is what makes you feel connected to community. So these are not just jobs. These are pathways to a career in public service. While you know me as the mayor, few people know that I have worked for the city of Oakland for 24 years. And what a blessing. What a blessing to be of service to your community. It makes us better people, and it is just the type of healing that we need in this moment as we as a community seek to recover together and build back a better society. And so I want to express gratitude to Josh Fryday behind me and the whole governor's team. Governor Gavin Newsom answered a request from California's big city mayors about 1 year ago. We as a group came to the governor and we said, we need jobs for our young people. And not just our youth, but our young adults that have been decimated by this pandemic, that have been devoid of hope, that have suffered incredible loss through illness and death in our community. And Governor Gavin Newsom answered that call with this initiative to put young people, young adults, to work on a pathway to public service. Now, Josh and I talk all the time that we know the soul of Oakland is about caring for one another, is about community, is about being of service. And so this job initiative is not only over the next 2 years going to put 500 young people to work, it is going to set them on a path of a life-sustaining career that is so satisfying because it will be in service of the public. And in the meantime, these jobs are going to have an immediate positive impact on our community. We are going to see cleaner, greener streets. We're going to build a pipeline of homegrown police officers, people in law enforcement and violence prevention that are from and of and for this community. These are the types of things that these jobs will do right away. But I really want to thank the incredible leaders in the city of Oakland. Harold Duffy, I want to just particularly call you out. We have prepared for this initiative, Josh, because we're not just creating these jobs with our incredible nonprofit partners like Civicorps, who is hosting us here today. You all are amazing. We love you. But we have actually now created entry-level jobs in the city of Oakland so that you know that once you get one of these summer jobs, there actually is a permanent job that has been set aside waiting for you within the City of Oakland's organization. Please come join the City of Oakland family. It is a fantastic family to live, love, and grow with. So that is the bigger picture of what we are doing today. Today we are launching the initial Oakland Forward Summer Jobs, but know that this is part of a much bigger plan for Oakland, California to be a city of service and for us to build a pipeline of the next generation of incredible public servants. Thank you so much.
And now it's my esteemed pleasure to introduce another fierce champion for young people, Councilmember 5, who represents District 3.
You know I love Civicorps and I love young people because technically right now I should be in City Council. There's a Rules Committee meeting for which I sit on, but I didn't want to miss this opportunity of speaking with you all today and just really lifting up my passion, but more so my commitment to ensuring that Oakland youth and young people in our city has everything that it needs to thrive. And right now, you hear a lot of negative things in the media about Oakland. You sometimes might feel not so great going through the city because of how it looks and some of the messages that you hear. But I want to just let everybody know today that one of the ways that we impact our city for the better is ensuring that our young people have access to jobs, and not just any job, but jobs that lead them into a career that can be life-sustaining. And one of the ways that Civicorps does that is making sure that our cities are clean and taken care of, and the rest of our young people that are part of our summer jobs program also participate in a myriad of ways. And a lot of times you hear the negativity around violence, but I have to say that investments in things like this, jobs, and jobs that can actually pay a decent wage, that people can take care of their families and contribute to their homes and to their own personal well-beings, is the way that we end violence. When people have things to do, when we invest in prevention, when we make sure that jobs pay a decent wage for people to afford to live here, and then we do the other work to make sure that there's housing that people can afford to live here, right? All of that is violence prevention. And so that is why this is critical right now, because we are addressing, and I like to say, feeding two birds with one stone instead of killing a bird, right? We're feeding two birds with one stone when we invest in jobs, when we invest in housing, when we invest in our young people, because they are our future. And this program specifically is addressing equity. And I am proud to say that I am the council member for the Best in the West, District 3, because this is the jewel of our city. We have the lake, we have the BART station, we have West Oakland, we have so many things, and we have Civicorps right here in District 3. And when we keep lifting up our young folks, when we make sure that we are providing the services that are necessary for our future, that is how we thrive. That is how we beat back all this negativity. That is how we keep our city clean. That is how you increase mental health that makes people feel good about living here, because we know it even if nobody else knows it. So that is what I'm going to keep pushing for, investing in our youth of color, investing in our areas that really contribute to overall health of our city. And I'm grateful once again to be here with you today. I was supposed to be a teacher at Civicorps way back in the day, but I was called into public service, and that started, I wasn't working for the city of Oakland like Mayor Schaaf, but I was volunteering by doing regular cleanups in my community, volunteering by doing food giveaways. And so your contribution, your participation is another way that we are going to make sure that our city is on the map for the right things. And I appreciate all of the work that you all do for this today. I do also want to shout out Director Duffy. Y'all do amazing work, and it's yeoman's work, and it's a lot. And to Civicorps, to YEP, to all of our youth providers, there's so many. I got your back, I got your front, back like a backpack, front like a bulletproof vest, I got you. And so we're gonna make sure that we continue to invest in our city so that we can all be proud of it. Thank you for this today.
Thank you, Councilmember Fife. So now I'm going to introduce one of our young participants, Sam Mendenhall. Sam Mendenhall has been a core member with Civicorps for 6 months and is currently an intern with Family and Community Partnership Department at the Oakland Housing Authority, where she is providing seniors with meals and art programs, along with various health and wellness programs. Sam?
I graduated high school and took a few college classes, but still felt a bit lost. So I thought back to my passions, the environment, and equity in underfunded and under-resourced communities. So I began canvassing in Oakland, informing voters of what would appear on the ballot. When I learned that there was a nonprofit that I worked with, when I learned the nonprofit I worked with didn't have any internships, I continued looking for internships and came across Californians for All. That's where I found Civicorps. All I had to do was fill out a form, attend an orientation, and the job training they gave was just a plus. I learned how to do CPR, first aid, and safely work with a chainsaw, basic teamwork skills, a brush cutter, and I got a chance to work with EB Mud and other partners with Civicorps. But the things that stuck with me the most, to be honest, were the inspiring stories of my coworkers that got here. Being in a transparent environment where my supervisors and peers were open about their journeys and what keeps them here. That's what made me feel seen, made me feel heard, and even more motivated. So with the tools that I gave Civicorps, I hope to successfully complete my internship at Oakland Housing Authority, and I hope to successfully serve in an advocacy position. I do want to thank Civicorps for being the program and community when I needed them most. Thank you to our legislators and for those who funded and what will be coming forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Okay, now it's my honor to introduce Josh Fryday, California Chief Service Officer from California Volunteers. And thank you again for this investment and really looking forward to our partnership.
What an incredible day of hope. What an incredible day where all of us together are looking for hope and looking for ways to come together and build connection and feel like we have a path forward. We are so excited to be here today. My name is Josh Fryday. I get to have the honor of serving as our Chief Service Officer for the state of California. And on behalf of Governor Newsom and California Volunteers, we're just so excited to be here today to stand with Mayor Schaaf, to stand with the City Council, to stand with the Mayor of Oakland, to announce the beginning of Oakland Forward, which is part of a statewide effort, the California Youth Jobs Corps, a $185 million program that is made possible not just because of Governor Newsom's and the legislature's commitment, but also because of Mayor Schaaf's leadership, a leader who has helped shepherd the big 13 mayors and has said over and over again, we need to bring people together, we need to invest in our young people, and we need to do it in a real way, and that's why we're here today. And we are so excited to be here today in Oakland because of people like Sam, who we just heard from. Because Governor Newsom and California Volunteers knows that if we invest in Sam and in her generation to create opportunities for her to give back and to serve, we all benefit. Everyone wins. I'm gonna steal a phrase from the council that I just heard here, where she said we're feeding two birds. We actually think we're feeding three birds with one stone with this program. We're helping young people who are gonna have meaningful jobs, who are gonna get paid well, who are gonna have the dignity and the respect that they deserve, and also to be able to launch a career in the public service. We're helping the community who are gonna benefit from work being done by these young people around climate change and poverty and COVID recovery. And we're gonna benefit all of California when we have a whole new generation of young people who have been invested in and who understand, and I want them to hear this message loud and clear. You have something to contribute. We value you. And not just do we value you, let me let you in on a little secret here. We need you. If we're gonna solve climate change, if we're gonna solve the growing inequality that's tearing our state and our country apart, if we're gonna solve the issues facing our communities, we need young people, we need your passion, we need you at the table, in the game, helping us out. And this program, standing with Oakland Forward, starting today, with a $6 million investment from the state to partner with all of these incredible partners here in Oakland, and the City Council and the Mayor, we're creating that opportunity for this next generation to step up and help us. And for that, we're so grateful. And for that, we need everyone's help getting the word out, to tell everyone you know to go to CAYouthJobsCorps.com, that's CAYouthJobsCorps.com, find information about how you can apply for this program, and to start making a difference today. Y ahora hablo para nuestras familias que hablan español. Youth Jobs Corps es un programa nuevo que ayudará a los jóvenes de Oakland a encontrar empleo centrado en ayudar a la comunidad. El Estado y la ciudad de Oakland estamos trabajando juntos para crear oportunidades para nuestros jóvenes. Please tell everyone you know to sign up today, become part of something really special with Oakland Forward and the Californians for All Youth Jobs Corps, and let's get to work. Thank you so much.
So I wanted to, before we go on to the next speaker, I also just want to acknowledge Assemblymember Bonta's office sent to Representative Jackie Pearl. So just want to thank you for being here and for your support. So I wanted to go into our next speaker, our next youth participant, Hector Alvarado Jr. So Hector Alvarado Jr. is a driver with recycling team where he is training to get his Class B commercial driver's license.
I've been a part of Civicorps for 2.5 years now and have experience in both the recycling and conservation department. I always get a lot of fuss about being a Civicorps baby. A lot of people make fun of me about it because I've pretty much been here my whole life. My dad, Hector Alvarado Sr, started as a Corps member here back in the day and is currently our recycling manager. Witnessing his experience here and the accomplishments he's made definitely played a major role in me joining this organization. I've spent my first 2 years on the conservation side learning about different power tools and was able to work with different sponsors such as Caltrans, East Bay Regional Parks, Alameda County Flood Control, East Bay Mud, and even the Port of Oakland. It made me feel good to know that I was making a difference in my community by reducing the risk of wildfires and conserving the beautiful areas that surround us. It gave me a great deal of pleasure being able to witness some of the work sites go from looking horrific to terrific after all of our work was done. I enjoyed working with the many different sponsors and conservation interns during my time on the conservation side, but at some point I felt that it was time for a change. With that being said, I used this as an opportunity to embark on a new journey, which led me into our recycling department. I'm currently trying to obtain a Class B license and possibly go to waste management through our Teamsters Apprenticeship program here at Civicorps. Ultimately, I joined Civicorps to help me get back on track with my life and seek better opportunity after dropping out of college. By being here has helped me to learn many new tools for me to advance in these fields of work, as well as help me with my professionalism and just taught me many things about life in general. Civicorps is a family, and I am more than glad to be a part of that family. I see the potential that Civicorps has to help the youth of this community, so I just want to say thank you to everybody who has made this possible for helping us with the funding to make it something much greater than it already is. Thank you.
Thank you, Hector. I'm excited about what our future has to have if this is what the experience is like, so thank you. So next I want to invite Tessa Nichols, who is our
Hello everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We are so honored to be hosting this event, and really what more can I say after Sam and Hector speak about Civicorps? I mean, that is what it's about. But they did put me on the program, so I will say a few words here. I'm just so grateful for this event today, so grateful for the funding that's coming our way, and so grateful to the city for supporting all the amazing youth serving organizations in Oakland. I am the executive director, and I've been with Civicorps for over 22 years, starting as a job training supervisor. And I've just witnessed the path of so many young people really finding themselves in this work around conservation, and so thrilled that we are kind of putting a new focus on the value of conservation work, these jobs, the green jobs, the blue collar jobs. Like, this is really critical work for our communities and amazing jobs for young people to go into. I've completely gone off script, so let me kind of bring it back. I want to thank Mayor Schaaf. I want to thank Director Fryday, Councilmember Fife, and the City of Oakland Workforce Development Team. We are making an impact in this community, and for 40 years, Civicorps has been your community conservation corps, and we want to continue doing that work. Thank you. In partnership with all the other organizations and the agencies that we work so closely with. We strive each day to provide opportunities to young people who have been underserved and overlooked. We believe that every one of our over 200 young people we serve each year brings power and personality to the workplace. And we're grateful that our partnering agencies, such as you've heard from Sam and Hector, East Bay Mud, East Bay Regional Parks, and many others, recognize that these job training pathways are there and that they can hire locally from our organizations. They are working with us to open doors, to train core members, and to build pathways into upwardly mobile, really fantastic careers. The extraordinary funding that we're so grateful to be receiving from the city through Oakland Forward initiative will allow us to expand on these opportunities. We're able to now partner with some smaller organizations that maybe don't have the funding streams available to them. So more internships being built, more creek work in your communities, more cleanup, and again, just like serving more young people through these training opportunities. Like I said, my core members say it best, so I'm gonna wrap up here, and I invite you all to join us for a tour afterward, hosted and guided by our core members. So please stick around if you'd like a tour of the facility and our fabulous little garden, all with the heart and soul of the core members who make Civicorps the place it is and the place that I love to call home. With that, thank you again to Mayor Schaaf, California's for All, the City of Oakland Workforce Development Team, and thank you all for being here today.
Thank you, Tessa. And last but certainly not least, our Director of Economic and Workforce Development for the City of Oakland, and who I have an honor to work under, Alexa Jeffers.
It's so hard to follow these incredible, inspirational young people and leaders, so I'm going to wrap it up. Bring it on home. But just want to say again, we're so excited to be able to expand our workforce offerings in the city of Oakland to serve young people all the way up from age 16 to age 30, to increase employment and develop public service, meaningful long-term public service career pathways in the area of climate resilience and public safety, which we know are so desperately needed now as we emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic. We've all said it before, but it bears saying again. I want to thank you to Josh and to the California volunteers for this opportunity and for the significant nearly $6 million investment in Oakland. Thank you. And I know Sophia mentioned them, but they're so fabulous. They bear mentioning again. Thank you to all of our partnering service providers who are joining us in implementing this program. So in addition to Civicorps, who you just heard from, there's the Rising Sun Center for Opportunity, Youth Employment Partnership, or YEP. Thank you, Michelle. I know you're here somewhere. Lau Family Community Development, the Spanish-Speaking Unity Council, and Safe Passages. And so these partners will help us to focus their recruitments on Oakland residents in West Oakland, East Oakland, and the Fruitvale area, and to prioritize Black and Latinx young people to address critical disparities in employment access in Oakland. Finally, many thanks to our city departments who are here to support us and who are partnering with us in creating meaningful pathways within the city of Oakland. Director Duffy, I'm looking at you. Thank you so much for your partnership and leadership, and to your team who've been incredible. Also the Department of Violence Prevention under Chief Guillermo Cespedes, and I know Jesse, you're here somewhere too. Thank you very much. And then Sergeant White and the entire team at the Oakland Police Department who are partnering with us to provide meaningful pathways for cadets into the Oakland Police Department. Thank you. And then everyone's called them out, but I want to call them out again. Our amazing workforce development team, they're over there. Under the leadership of our fabulous new executive director, Sophia Navarro. Thank you, Sophia, for putting this together. And then just a huge shout out and thank you to Tessa and the entire Civicorps team who are so gracious in hosting this event here today. So thank you, and I hope you stick around for the tour. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alexa. And I did want to also recognize one of our board members, Pete May with Green Biz, who showed up today, so thank you for being here. So in closing, I'm going to say a lot of things that were said today, but I feel like it's important to restate it and just really remind us that expanding these opportunities for young people is critical to creating strong, safe communities. These type of investments are essential to address and prevent the increased violence that our city and many other cities across the nation are facing. We know that providing economic opportunity through jobs, workforce development, and other means are vital to public safety, and it is especially important that we deliver positive opportunities and pathways during the summer months and year-round for our young people. We need to ensure that these investments not only engage our young people, but also support our business community as essential partners recovering from the pandemic and improving the well-being of our neighborhoods. The job opportunities that will come from this and the environmental sustainability investment give young people valuable work experience that can set them up for successful careers while they earn paychecks that help them sustain themselves and their families. These are formative experiences that allow young people to develop new skills, build their resumes, and help them become young professionals in our workforce. So once again, thank you for being here and thank you for your commitment to our young people here in Oakland.